Okay boys, I hope you're all doing well. This is just a quick introduction to admining on the squad server. Just go over a few points to try and help you all out when you're doing it. So the first thing I want to say about admining, the important thing is that you must know the rules of the server. Okay, there's lots of people that are joining the server that have played squad before, but they seem to think because we're a different server, the rules are different. So make sure you're familiar with the rules. I'd like to point out two important rules, which is the vehicles, the first come first serve, even if your squad's called armour, and the no locked one man squad rules. This is slightly different, I think, to how PA did it, so there's a bit of contradiction here. So make sure you're familiar with these rules, so we're not contradicting each other when people are asked. People are asking for the rules a lot, maybe because they can't be bothered to come and look, or some other reason. So just make sure you know them, so you can give the answer when asked. So the second page I'd like to point out is Squad's server administration guidelines. Just make sure you're familiar with these guidelines. They're kind of complementary to the rules, so if our rule set doesn't have a specific point, it will help you kind of make the correct decision of what you should do on the server. So this page can be found in the OWI admin guidelines forum on the Discord, in case you're not familiar. Thirdly, I'd like to point out to this page, which can also be found in the admin guidelines. This is the server administration wiki. I thought I'd talk about this page because it's kind of complicated when you first look at it. So if you look here, you'll see all of the admin permissions that you can be given. The people that control this at the moment are Draki and Rowan. So you'll have a level, and that corresponds to this chart of what it allows you to do in game or on Battlemetrics. So if you look at the change map level, you scroll down and you'll see wherever it's got change map. So if you have the change map position, you can change the map. You can also set the next map. Okay. Or say you have the kick permission, that allows you to do multiple things. It allows you to kick people, obviously, but it also allows you to demote the commander, disband squads, warn people, etc. So just to be clear, we don't have all of these permissions as default. They've been set to us depending on what Draki and Rowan think we need. If you feel that you need some of these permissions, you probably don't, but if you feel like you do, ask Draki and he will either give it to you if he thinks that you need it, or if he's missed it off as an oversight, then he can pass it on to you. So maybe the change map or set next map permission, not everybody had them straight away. So yeah, if you feel like you need some of these, talk to Draki and if he agrees, he'll give you the permission. This page is also important because it gives you the controls for the camera that I'll talk about later on. Okay, the next one, just a quick overview of Battlemetrics. So you should all be on the server's Battlemetrics page. The way you got onto this, in case you missed it somehow, was you gave Rowan your email and he sent you an invitation through email to join this page. If you just log on to Battlemetrics itself, you can find the server, but that's not this page. What you have to do is you have to go on Archon. When you're on Battlemetrics, look for Archon. It's usually over here in the top right, and then you'll be able to come onto the SOS server page, and that's what gives you what you're seeing here in front of you. Okay, simple things on this page. You should all have server commands. These change depending on what permissions you have, as I said on the previous page. So these are the permissions that I have, pretty self-explanatory, so I don't need to go through them. The more important things on this page are the actions that you can do towards players. So all of these are the people that are currently on the server, and this is currently a feed of all the chats on the servers and all the broadcasts that's going on. And maybe not now, but hopefully in future, all the team kills, possibly. So let's take a look at, so let's say Mushy Peas had been doing something wrong on the server. We wanted to deal with him. What we can do is, if we just the drop down menu next to his name, you can see that we can ban him, we can kick him from the server, warn him if we want to, remove him from his squad if we want to. If we click on his name, then we can see more information about him, how his identifiers, whether he's had any VAC bans. That's quite an important one, because it can show you if, you know, if they're cheating or if they've been kicked off other servers for doing something wrong. Anywhere that he's come up in an admin log, so you can see he was warned by Remy for TKing, probably as a joke. But also from his page, you can see again identifiers of him, flags. You can see his activity, you can see where he's playing, etc. You can see his banning, it can be banned. So this is all the important things about the players themselves, and you find that in the dashboard. If you want to ban somebody or kick them from the server, you can do it from in-game, but Jackie has asked that we do it from Battlemetrics because it makes it easier for keeping up, because we can put notes on it. So if I go onto the bans tab, you'll see that this player, Joycey247, was banned by myself yesterday. He's been banned. He was banned for 7 days, so it's 6 days now. But if we're wondering why was he banned, then you can see that I put a note on to say that he team killed an entire squad with a turn and he instantly left. So if you want to ban a player or kick a player, you can add a note to it, so that lets everybody else know who's not in the loop at the time why that person was banned. There's other little things, just, you know, have a play about. It's nothing that important, just as long as you know how to ban people. From here you can global broadcast in the box at the bottom. So I think that's kind of like a simple rundown of this. Okay, next let's go into in-game. So when you're in-game, I think the quick simple thing that you can do is, let me just talk to you about the console. So if you press the tilde key, which is the key under your escape key on your keyboard, you can see that at the bottom left you get a box come up. If you start typing by pressing A, you will see that there's a lot of admin console commands that come up. Again, these are dependent on the permissions that you've been given. Okay, and let me just reiterate, it's been asked that we don't kick people or we don't ban people in game. We need to do it on Battlemetrics so we can leave an identifier of why we've done such a thing. But maybe you just want to warn somebody. Okay, you see that you can warn people by ID or warn people by name. If you want to practice this, you can actually do certain things to yourself. So if I just warn myself, you can see that that's what that does. It's very simple. Okay, when you're actually adminning a server, what you can do is you put yourself into your own squad and lock it. Now you don't have to do that, you can just be not in a squad, but if you put yourself in a squad and lock it, then you can get on the command chat then, so you can listen to what's going on. Okay, and one of the easiest ways to admin is if you go into what I call admin cam, which is by pressing shift key on your keyboard, and what happens is you go invisible and you can float around and you can move around. Okay, if you don't have this permission, because again it's a different permission that has to be granted to you, and you feel like you need it to admin properly, then talk to Jackie and he'll give it to you. Okay, so let's point out some things about the admin cam to help you use it easier. First thing you want to do is press 0. And you can see that 0 brings up on the top left of the screen a load of different things. Altitude by space and control, so space bar makes you go up, okay, and control makes you go down. That helps. Obviously your ASD W keys change your direction. If you press 1, you'll see, hopefully my FPS counter's not getting away, but if you press 1 it should go, you can see field of view, fly speed, deceleration. So if you press 1 until fly speed shows, you can scroll with a mouse wheel and that will change how fast your camera flies. Okay. If you press 2, that controls your field of view and it kind of effectively zooms in. Right. By pressing 3, that doesn't do anything. 4, if you look on the right hand side of the screen, you can see the score of the game, and 4 just toggles the score on and off. Okay. What does 5 do? So by pressing the number 5 on your keyboard, that hides the rallies and the fobs on the map. But 5 has 3 states it can be in. It can be in either just showing fobs, just showing rallies, fobs and rallies, so maybe it's 4 states, or not showing anything. Okay, 6 shows you the capture zones on the map. Hopefully you can see them boxes have shown up. That's just on a toggle, see if it shows them or doesn't show them. You can see hopefully the square lines that show up and the circles over there. By pressing 7, again this is a toggle, that just stencils out the characters, i.e. it gives a an outline to the characters, I believe is what 7 does. Well, that doesn't seem to be showing. Why not? That's what it's meant to do anyway, maybe. Okay, 8 toggles the HUD. It turns people's names off. Again, 8 has multiple states you can be in. Again, just play with that, just makes it easier. And then 9 puts people's name tags on and off. So, an important question is, what should you be doing when you're adminning? It's quite simple. Fly around, make sure people are having fun, make sure people are playing the game properly. If anybody brings up any points that you think need to be addressed, do so. If you think people are team killing, maybe keep an eye on them using your admin cam. When you're in game, if people are team killing and not following the rules, you may want to do an admin broadcast. So you can admin broadcast from Battlemetrics. You can admin broadcast, I believe, can we still do it? Yeah, you can admin broadcast from the console, or you can actually, if you click on the chat and tab until you get to admin, you can admin broadcast from until you get to broadcast, so you can admin broadcast from the chat. So if somebody's team killing and maybe they're not apologising for it and you want to tell them to apologise for it, then you can do that there. Another thing is, when you are admin and in admin cam, if you press tab, you can actually see all of the kills and the deaths that people have got in game, which you can't normally see. Something that came up yesterday was there's a guy with tons of kills, tons of downs, and only 1 death, and no, it wasn't Tommy, it was somebody else. So I can't remember who it was now, sorry, but somebody thought that was a bit odd, so I decided to follow them just for a little bit, just to make sure there wasn't cheating or anything. It turns out there wasn't, so that was all sound. He was just a really good player. So that's something you can think about. Another thing when you're in admin cam is you can see everything. You can see all players, the players on your team and the players on the enemy team. You can see the enemy habs as well as your team's habs and all their vehicles. So it just kind of helps keep track of people. If somebody's been called out for being a cunt, then you know you can look where they are on the map and keep track of them. What else can I say? What else can I say?